Video, I am going to be reviewing We Solve Murders. I'm very excited to give you guys a spoiler-free review of this book, and I want to talk a little bit about how it compares to the Thursday Murder Club. I'll do that towards the end, just in case you haven't read the Thursday Murder Club. I won't be talking about any spoilers about this book or We Solve Murders, but I know that some people maybe aren't interested in the comparison, but I am, and so I'll talk about that towards the end of this video. So the reason I was able to read We Solve Murders early is because I am a Penguin Random House audio influencer, and so I did get the audio book early in exchange for an honest review, which I'm going to be giving you guys in this video. This book releases on September 17th, so when you guys are seeing this, it'll be... Actually, you guys are going to see this maybe after the release date. I'm not quite sure about my content schedule at the moment, but it releases September 17th, and a huge thank you to Penguin Random House Audio. As I say in a lot of my videos, subscribing to my channel helps me out a ton. It helps me stay a Penguin Random House influencer. It helps me get other books early for review. So your subscribing actually does help me get books to review. So I'd really appreciate that. A like on the video also goes a long way, and then I would love to know in the comments, do you plan to read this book? Did you read the Thursday Murder Club? Like, is this the first time you're hearing of it? I wanna know all the things. Like, tell me all the things. So, yeah, let's get right into the review of We Solve Murders, and then I'll talk a little bit about the Thursday Murder Club. So, I did want to read you guys the synopsis of We Solve Murders because it's pretty short and concise, and I want to talk a little bit about... It's sometimes hard for me... I don't know how to put this. It's sometimes hard for me to know exactly what to tell people about plots of books and things like that. So I'm just going to read you guys the synopsis, and then I'm going to talk about my experience with the book, what I thought about it, the plot, and all that. So it says, a brand new mystery, an iconic new detective duo, and a thrilling new murder to solve. Steve Wheeler is enjoying retired life. He still does the odd bit of investigation work, but he prefers his familiar routines. The pub quiz, his favorite bench, his cat waiting for him at home. His days of adventure are over. Adrenaline is daughter-in-law Amy's job now. And Amy Wheeler thinks adrenaline is good for the soul. Working in private security, every day is dangerous. She's currently on a remote island protecting a mega best-selling author, Rosie D'Antonio, until a dead body and a bag of money mean trouble in paradise, so she sends an SOS to the only person she trusts. As a thrilling race around the world begins, can Amy and Steve outrun and outsmart a killer? Solving murders is a family business. Okay, so when I first heard about We Solve Murders, I heard that it was going to be a dad and daughter detective duo, and so I was a little bit surprised to find out that it is a dad and daughter-in-law. So she's actually married to his son. So she's married to Steve's son, Adam. And so, yeah, just like the synopsis says, this is a story about Amy, who is a bodyguard and protecting this mega best-selling author, Rosie, and their relationship is really hilarious and really interesting because Rosie's like 80 and Amy is like, I don't know, in her 20s or early 30s. And so their like relationship is just, it's comical and I really love it. That is something to take note of about this whole book. There's a lot of relationships in this book. I mean, like a lot. And at first it can feel like a little bit to settle into and figure out who's who and, you know, who knows what and that sort of thing and who works for who. Because it is sort of like, it's sort of like an organized crime situation. There's no like gang or mobster or anything like that, but it is like these people that are running schemes. So what the synopsis doesn't tell you, which it gives you a lot less than I would think. I'm going to give you just a little bit more because I don't think it's a spoiler. It's definitely not a spoiler. You know this from the very start of the book. So they're beginning to solve this murder. There is a really popular influencer who has been murdered. So he was murdered and then thrown in the ocean and killed by sharks. And that's like a big part of it too. But essentially what's happening in this world, in this story, is that there is somebody, a mega head named France Lube, and nobody knows his identity, nobody knows who he is, and he keeps having other people kill influencers, and so they're trying to figure out who he is and why he's doing this. and it's really funny because Francois Lube, writes letters to the public or to certain people, and he does it using Chat GPT, and he says like, Chat GPT, write me this in a friendly English gentleman or something like that. And it's hilarious. Like, it cracked me up, especially on audio. Like I said at the beginning of this video, the audio for this book is really good. I would highly recommend it. It really kept me in the story. It was really funny. I think it really added to the humor. And I guess that's something else that I should mention is I really love Richard Osman. I think that's how you say his last name. I really love his humor, and I know that it's not for everybody, but for me in particular, it really stood out in this book. And I loved like the humor between generations, and like for example, Steve, the father-in-law, he's, I don't know, in his 60s or 70s, and he like learns about what a Ring doorbell can do. And I don't know, like I just found those things like really like heartwarming and then also hilarious. And then the way like Amy and Steve talk to each other is it's just amazing. There was a part of me that wondered like where Adam is, because Adam, Amy's husband and Steve's son, is not a big character in the book, which I found interesting, but you kind of find out why that is. And it's like it's not like a secret or anything like that. There's nothing really around the mystery, but like Richard Osman takes time to like explain his choices in the world and in the writing, which I found really fundamental. And so there was never like, I feel like other authors could have just left that and been like, yeah, he's just like a side character, but he matters. Like, he's the connecting factor between Steve and Amy. And so, yeah, it truly is a race around the world, which is also something that I don't typically like. I don't love stories that move from place to place all over the place. However, it really worked for this story because there's kind of like a cat and mouse game going on, and it was really fun. Like, I loved it. I guess I should mention my overall rating for this book was a new favorite. If you're new to my channel, reviews, ratings that are past 5 stars, I call new favorites, so that at the end of the year, I can take all of those and help decide like what my favorite books of the year were. So that just means that it was above a 5-star for me. I ordered a physical copy of it. I actually ordered a signed copy because Barnes & Noble had them like for no additional cost. And so I got one for my shelf because I'm really excited about that. The other thing, I'm not going to go into too much detail about this, but it does happen at the very start of the book. There is a big trend, not unlike the Thursday Murder Club, of grief. And it is heartbreaking. Like, I literally wrote in my notes, like, damn, my heart. So much heart and humanity in this story, balanced out with guns and crime. I love it. It's kind of like why people like true crime shows. There's a lot of crime and a lot of feelings. And that's like how this book is. Like, there's a lot of heart and grief, and just like humanity, like at its purest, rawest sense, that like almost made me want to cry, to be honest. But then there's like guns and shooting and murder and espionage, and it's just, I liked it. And it actually made me think about like people who watch true crime documentaries. They always talk about who the person was, and they like rope in the feelings and things like that. So there is a lot of heart and humanity, but then you're also there for the murder. And it kind of reminded me of that. There's a lot of different perspectives in the story, which made it really fun and really interesting. The main perspectives are Steve and Amy's, but you do get like various other perspectives from people in the story. And I found that to like really help it keep moving forward. I also wrote something familiar and almost heartbreakingly cozy about his writing. I find him funny and witty as well. So yeah, all in all, like, We Solve Murders is really good. It's going to be a series, and the whole time I was thinking, like, I really hope this is going to be a series. I really hope this is going to be a series. And then I checked after, and it is in fact going to be a series, and it ends like on a cliffhanger. So essentially this is the story about Steve and Amy, who are going through different things in their lives, and like Steve's coming out of retirement to help protect Amy because this work gets pretty dangerous, and then she's a bodyguard for Rosie, who's like coming out of years and being a best-selling actress, and there's just so much. Like, there's so many relationships, there's a lot of character development, the mystery is interesting all the way through, the pacing was great, the writing was great. Like, I literally don't have any complaints. It was just a really good time. So I hope that you'll end up picking up this book. That's all I have to say about reviewing you know, the main book. But now I kind of want to talk about the Thursday Murder Club in comparison. So the Thursday Murder Club, I have read all but the last one because I don't have the emotional bandwidth to go through what's going to happen in that last book yet. I would say some things that are similar is like we have older characters and how they interact with younger generations. I love that. And that was true in the Thursday Murder Club and rings true in We Solve Murders. The other thing is the like string of grief that you can tell Richard Osman really writes well about and seems to be a really important topic for him. That also stayed true in both these books. The humor is very similar. So something I wanted to say is like, if you don't like the humor in the Thursday Murder Club, you will not like We Solve Murders because it's the same. It's the same kind of humor, which I really loved. I actually found the mystery and action and those and like thrilling elements to be much better in We Solve Murders than it was in the Thursday Murder Club. So in this series, my favorite book is the second book. But this one, I think I gave like 3.5 stars. The second one, I gave 5 stars. And the third one, I think I gave like 3 stars. So maybe there's something to say about the second book in the Thursday Murder Club being more similar to We Solve Murders because I loved that one. And I did feel like it felt familiar to We Solve Murders. That being said, We Solve Murders is, how many times can I say that in this video? Is very... It doesn't feel like the same thing. It feels like a brand new story, brand new characters, brand new ideas, brand new mystery. Like it doesn't feel too close, but yet if there are things at the heart of Richard Osman's writing that you loved, then you will find that in We Solve Murders. So it feels familiar enough to like hit the heart because I feel like he does that, to be honest with you. So yeah, I'm happy to report that I loved this book. It will definitely be in my favorites of the year. And yeah, I hope that I answered you all's maybe questions that you might have had around this book, if you should buy it or get it from the library. Yeah, I felt like We've Solved Murders. If I had to rank his books that I've read, it would be We Solve Murders, the second Thursday Murder Club, which I can't remember the name of right now. It's like the diamond one. I can't remember. And then the Thursday Murder Club, and then the third one, and I've yet to read the fourth one, so I can't comment on that. But yeah, We Solve Murders would definitely be at the top. It's definitely my favorite, and I cannot wait to continue the series, and I hope he releases one next year. Okay, again, thank you to Penguin House Audio for giving me early access to the audio copy of this book for review. You guys keep my channel going, and yeah, I'm so grateful. So thank you to you for watching this video. You guys are the reason I do this, so I hope that I was able to help you in some way. And let me know in the comments if you plan to read it or yeah, what you're thinking. All right, I hope everyone is doing well. And I have tons of fun videos planned for September. Lots of book reviews this month because a lot of big releases are coming out this month that I want to cover. So stay tuned for that. All right, I'll see you guys in the next video.